When the world clamors for instant gratification, when every voice around you promises secret shortcuts and miracle formulas, there exists a quieter, more potent force that outlasts every flash-in-the-pan craze: unshakable discipline. Discipline is not a cold commandment imposed from without, it is an inner fire that anchors your every choice to your highest purpose. In the stillness before dawn, as your thoughts stir and the world slumbers, discipline stands sentinel. Unyielding, resolute, unmoved by whim or weakness. It is the invisible architect of every triumph, the silent partner to every visionary from Edison to Carnegie, Disney to Lincoln. When you master discipline, you become the master of your destiny. Imagine Thomas Edison, eyes bleary at 4 a.m., hands steady despite exhaustion, meticulously testing thousands of filament materials. He could have surrendered to fatigue, but discipline held him fast. He knew that brilliance without persistence is a smoke halo, beautiful, transient, but soon dispersed. Discipline is the stubborn heartbeat beneath every breakthrough. It is the repeated choice to show up, to grind when glamour fades, to believe in the unseen outcome more than the present pain. Discipline begins with a decisive moment. When your alarm shrieks and the world whispers, "Stay in bed," you rise. That single act, so simple, yet so profound, echoes through your day. It tells your subconscious, "I command my life." Every subsequent challenge bows to that first victory. Mindset shapes discipline, framing each action as an opportunity to reinforce your own sovereignty. When doubt creeps in, you recall your morning triumph. You walk head high, because you have proven to yourself that your will is stronger than any excuse. Belief fuels that will. You must believe that your sacrifices matter. That every cold shower, every blank page conquered, every early morning run, is a down payment on the future you deserve. Walt Disney, fresh from bankruptcy, could have drowned in regret, yet he woke each day with unbroken belief that laughter and magic would heal the world's weariness. Discipline without belief is hollow, belief without discipline fades like ink on rain-soaked parchment. Together, they form an unbreakable bond that forges reality from idea. Clarity magnifies that bond. Clear goals become the beacon that guides every disciplined act. Andrew Carnegie, born into poverty, defined his goal in crystal terms: to build steel mills that would transform the nation. Each meeting, each calculation, each conversation served that clarity. Without this guiding light, discipline meanders, and energy scatters. But when you know precisely where you're headed, down to the smallest milestone, every sacrifice feels worthwhile, every hardship a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Vision transforms clarity into an epic narrative. It is the panoramic story in which you play the hero, the guide, the champion. Picture your future self, standing on a stage to deliver a keynote, seeing the faces glowing in anticipation, watching families thrive because of your innovation, hearing laughter echo through halls you built. That vision quickens your pulse in moments of fatigue. It reminds you why the early alarm matters more than fleeting comfort, why the empty page demands your ink even when inspiration hides. Vision is the tapestry woven from countless threads of disciplined action. Purpose is the magnetic core around which all disciplined acts orbit. It is more than ambition, it is a calling that transcends your own desires. Henry Ford did not simply create affordable cars, he democratized mobility, unleashing a wave of economic freedom. His discipline was not drudgery but devotion to a cause greater than himself. In your own life, find a purpose that electrifies your soul: service to others, innovation for the underserved, artistry that uplifts the human spirit. When discipline draws energy from purpose, it becomes inexhaustible. Discipline is built in the minutiae. The second you resist scrolling social media, the minute you choose the protein-rich breakfast over empty carbs, the hour you sit with your instrument or your manuscript when your muscles burn and your mind protests. These micro-battles, strung end to end, create the arc of your transformation. Abraham Lincoln, studying law by lamplight in a one-room cabin, fought micro-battles against self-doubt and exhaustion. Those small victories laid the foundation for leadership that preserved a nation. Action is the outward manifestation of discipline. Napoleon Hill wrote, you are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. But influence only dawns when belief and clarity converge in concrete steps. Schedule that marketing call, draft that proposal, make that sale pitch. Each completed task is a brick in your fortress of success. Even missteps, like Edison's failed filaments, are mortar, strengthening your resolve and sharpening your technique. Gratitude amplifies discipline by shifting your lens from scarcity to abundance. When you begin each morning naming what you value, health, opportunity, the chance to learn, you recognize discipline not as deprivation but as empowerment. Gratitude greases the gears of action, lubricating the friction of resistance. It turns each repetition of a discipline into a celebration of what you already possess and what you will create. Adaptability ensures your discipline remains relevant. The world evolves, markets pivot, technologies surge, tastes shift. Rigid adherence to outdated plans breeds frustration. But a mind trained in disciplined adaptability, like Edison pivoting from telegraphy to lighting, or Ford upgrading assembly lines, bends without breaking. When obstacles arise, you tweak your schedule, adjust your strategy, and persist. Discipline without adaptability stagnates, flexibility without discipline falters. Combined, they become a nimble force responding to change while holding fast to core principles. Resilience is discipline's counterpart in adversity. It is the echo of your past battles, proof written in the scars of every trench you've crossed. When setback strikes, resilience whispers of triumphs born in darker times. Disney's studio fire could have ended his dream, instead, resilience kindled his reinvention. Resilience rooted in discipline ensures that every failure is reclaimed as fuel for future victories. Learning sharpens discipline into wisdom. Each morning, devote minutes to reading, to reflection, to mind-expanding dialogue. Edison's laboratory was as much a library as a workshop. He learned from every failure, every contemporary inventor, every scientific treatise he could get his hands on. This thirst for knowledge refines your methods and prevents you from repeating errors. Learning without discipline is a dry reservoir, discipline without learning is a blunt instrument. Together, they craft mastery. Feel now the symphony of these forces playing in harmony, mindset as the conductor, belief as the wind in your sails, clarity, vision, and purpose as your map and compass, discipline as the steady drum, action as each marching step, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, and learning as the supporting orchestra. Each note perfects the next, creating a crescendo of unstoppable momentum. As the sun rises, your day unfolds, not as a random series of tasks, but as a deliberate choreography of purpose-driven action. You awaken not to obligations, but to opportunities. You rise not by chance, but by choice. Discipline is your signature on the contract you sign with your own potential, a promise that you will honor your highest calling with unwavering commitment. Speak these words and feel them anchor in your bones: my discipline is unshakable. My destiny is mine to command. Let that mantra hum beneath your actions, infusing every moment with purpose and power. Today, you do not merely live, you lead, you create, you conquer. Rise now, for time waits for no one. Your unshakable discipline beckons you forward. Step into the arena of your grandest ambitions and claim the life you were born to live.